Hello everyone, this is Rajan Ghai, Company Secretary and your mentor. So in last lecture, we discussed about, we started one new topic, accounting equation. So we are continuing with the same. Today we are going to understand again the same thing. First I recapitulate what we did in earlier video. Then after that we'll solve one or two questions, practical questions. Then you can able to understand what we did earlier and what is the process, how we can solve accounting questions, practical questions. So let's start with that. Accounting equations. In last video we understood the meaning of accounting equation. Accounting equation, I told you that accounting equation is called debit equal to credit, means your double entry system, dual concept, because your accounting equation is based on dual concept. If you are going to start any kind of business, so it means you are going to interact with other party. So this is one side is you, second side is other party, so that's why it would be called two parts. So that's why it is called dual concept. Dual is called two or more than two parties are involved, that is called dual. So this accounting equation is based on dual concept. Then we did your accounting equation, that is equal to, I told you, assets equal to liabilities. Then we divide liability into two parts, because our liability, our obligation, financial obligation, that would be as your own obligations. Own obligation is called, if you are putting your money into business, that would be called capital, but liability for business. If you are taking loan from banks, if you are purchasing goods on credit, so we know what are the different kind of liabilities. So that's why it would be called assets equal to liability plus capital. Assets we know having our own resources, means your rights, any kind of rights which you are owning, which you are with having with you, it is called your assets. So if you are putting your money into business by purchasing different kind of assets, so that becomes your accounting equation. So assets we understand, liability we understand, capital we understand. Then what we did that this equation again, total assets equal to liability plus capital. First we made that equation, total assets equal to liability. Then we divide that liability into two parts. One is outsider liability, second is your insider liability, means your money into the business. So this equation firstly you have to write. According to this equation you have to understand the things, what is running into the, what is working into the business, what is doing, what businessman is doing in the business. According to that you can interpret the things, but you have to put this equation into your first into your answer sheet, total assets equal to liability plus capital. Then you have to start your questions. So let's understand each and everything with a new question. Today I am having two or three questions. First you can see, develop an accounting equation from the following transactions. Here it is mentioned, you have to develop is called, you have to just make these transactions into a accounting equations. So accounting equation is nothing, it is dual concept, total assets equal to liability plus capital. So this is your equation, assets equal to liability plus capital. You can see over here, asset equal to liability plus capital. Then I told you in earlier video, this would be the format. First serial number, then transactions, then you can put assets. Now it doesn't mean that startingly in very first equation you are going to mention all the assets. No, what you can do, firstly you have to see first equation. Let's say if I hide this stock, furniture, creditors and everything, what you can do, just for the sake of understanding, just hide this. I am showing you. First entry is Mohan commenced business with cash. Commenced is called, Mohan has started business. Started business means, if anything is mentioned like commenced, started, it means you are putting your money into business. So Mohan, what Mohan is doing? Mohan is invested. It means you can interpret this equation like that. Mohan is invested 50,000 cash into the business. So here nothing is mentioned that where money comes from. So you can assume that Mohan is investing his money into the business. Got it? So let's say serial number 1, Mohan commenced business with cash. First we write same transaction over here. This show that you are going to solve first transactions. Now first you have written assets equal to liability plus capital, that already told you. Now there is no need to write each and everything right now over here. What you can do? Cash. First entry you can see cash is coming in. So cash is your assets. What you can do? You can mention over cash 50,000. But one thing more, there is no need to just do the things according to the sometime people just remember this formula, total assets equal to liability plus capital. No, what you can do, you just have to interpret in business what is coming. If you putting 50,000 into the business, so how much money comes in the business as a cash? 50,000. What you can do? You can mention cash 50,000. Got it? There is no need to mention this for stock, furniture. Leave this now. Then equal to, you have to think where it 50,000 comes. If you invested your money, you can mention in capital, under this capital 50,000. If you take loan from your relatives, from your creditors, it becomes your liability. So there is no need to mention stock, furniture, creditors. So you can hide this. Cash 50,000, capital 50,000. And in accounting equation, we know that accounting equation or each and everything in accounts, that is basically depends on your double entry system. So that's why debit equal to credits. You can say cash 50,000, it is equal to 50,000. Your both sides equal. Your both side always tally. If it is not tallying, it means your answer is wrong. Second equation, then you have to mention. Now first answer becomes 50,000 and 50,000. Just mark a line over here. It means your first transaction is closed. What we are going to, your question is not you can say your question is over. No, because it is mentioned develop. Develop means first transaction you have developed in the form of accounting equation. Now you are going to develop second equation. Your business is still continuing. You are having cash in your hand 50,000 and your capital is 50,000. So for next transaction you have to carry this cash with you as well as yes capital. Now we are continuing with second transaction. Purchase goods for cash 30,000. It means now you have to just think what is happening in the business. Purchase goods for cash. So it means you are purchasing on cash. It means what is coming in to the business? Cash is coming. Cash is going out. Stock is coming. So new assets come. Stock is your assets. Because this is your right. If you are purchasing, we understood two types of assets, fixed assets as well as current assets. And cash, stock, these are called of part of your current asset. Stock is coming. What you can do? Plus. You can mention. Leave this furniture creditors because according to transaction you have to move. Now, which new thing comes into business? Stock 30,000. Got it? Plus. And you can see you purchase this stock, purchase goods for cash. So you can see it means your cash is decreasing. You have to pay this money to that person in cash. So your cash, how much amount of cash you are carrying after that first transactions? 50,000. But 30,000 is going out of the business. Now how much cash is remaining in the business? 50,000 minus 30,000, it comes 20,000. So what do you have to do? You have to develop second transactions on the basis of first. 30,000 you have to deduct. So now how much cash you are carrying? 20,000 plus stock with you 30,000 equal to. In this transaction, did you see any kind of liability? No, because there is no capital, there is no loan, there is no creditors, so there is no liability. So there is no change in 50,000. You can mention 0 over here if you want to mention, because there is no change. Otherwise you can mention hyphen. 50,000 0, 50,000. 20,000 plus 30,000 equal to 50,000. Your answer is same. Next, let's see third transaction. Purchase goods on credit. So credit means your liability arises, your obligation, financial obligation, because if you are purchasing goods on credit, it means right now you are not paying anything, but you have to pay in future. That's why it would be called your liability. Which liability? We know short term. Short term is called current liability. Purchase goods on credit. You can interpret this transaction. What is happening in the business? Purchase goods on credit 20,000. So it means new stocks come in. So stocks, already we have created that stock. There is no need to create now new stock. If once you add one asset or liability, if again there is a change coming into that assets or liability, there is no need to create new accounts. Stock is already there. What is happening in the stock? New stock is coming 20,000. What you can do? Plus 20,000. So 30,000 earlier you were carrying with you, 20,000 is new, it becomes 50,000. Got it? So 50,000 is there. You have to see, is there any cash going out? No, because you are purchasing on credit. So there is no need to change cash. How much cash you carrying with? 20,000. So 20,000 as it is. You can mention 0 over here or hyphen. Okay. 20,000 plus 0, it comes 20,000. 20 plus 50, 70. Let's see what is happening in liability side. So purchase goods on credit. It means if you are purchasing goods on credit, it means your liability goes up, financial obligation, because you are getting resources from you're using resources of your creditors. That's why new liability comes. Creditors. If you are purchasing goods on credit, you have to put in under the liability. Creditors plus capital is already there. So new liabilities comes in third. Creditors. Mention 20,000 over here. 20,000 plus 50,000. 70 equal to 70. I hope you understood. Next. Sold goods costing 10,000 for 12,000. This is important. Sold goods costing 10,000 for 12,000. Now, what you are doing into business? You are selling goods of cost of 10,000 for 12,000. So it means you are earning how much profit? 2,000. Now, let's see this transactions. Sold goods costing 10,000 for 12,000. So how much cash is coming into? Because if there is nothing mentioned, you have to assume that transaction always in cash. If party name is mentioned, then you can say that transaction is on credit. So how much cash is coming in? 12,000. 20,000 already you are carrying with you. 12,000 new cash comes in. How much cash now you are getting with? 32,000. Got it? But once you are selling, it means stock of 10,000 is going out, because if you are selling, it means that person is purchasing. It means you have to give that 10,000 stock to that person. So how much stock is going out of the business? Out of the business means your assets is decreasing. So earlier you were having 50,000, your stock. Once you deduct 10,000, it comes 40,000. Got it? Equal to. Now, is there any change you are thinking into this liability side? Yes, because you are earning profit of 2,000. If you are earning, it means your capital goes up. Earlier you were having 50,000, but 2,000 is increasing. It means your profit is 2,000, so your capital would be 50,000, 52,000. So if any transactions gives you any kind of profit, you have to add into capital. If any loss is there, once you are selling goods less than that cost, so loss is there, you have to deduct that loss. Got it? So 32,000 plus 40,000, it comes 72,000. 20,000 plus 52, it comes 72,000. Same is there. Next is bought furniture on credit 2,000. New assets comes furniture. So just create new asset, furniture 2,000. Credit, it means there is no reduction of cash. Cash is same, stock is same, furniture is same. But your creditors hiked, because if you are purchasing anything on credit, automatically your creditor goes up. Got it? 2,000, 22,000. So this way you have to plan. In the same way, paid cash to creditors. So you have to deduct from the cash creditors, deduct cash and deduct your creditors. At last is same, salary paid. I hope you understood.